Welcome back to Sports Talk. I just did this whole video and then uh, I didn't realize that my mic was muted the whole time. And it was like a good, pretty long video too, about like 20 minutes. Um, anyways, I was thinking about changing up the format, but I figured since it's the last, it's the last. Oh yeah. It's the last college basketball rankings of the year. So I figured we'll save the changes for next year. Um, Here's a look at your one seeds. We're gonna go quick because I don't want to repeat everything I just said. Um, I got to about 32 or I don't know. I got to Providence, wherever they were, and then I realized my mic was muted. So just to go over some things real quick, Houston still number one. UCLA just beat Arizona. Kansas just lost to Texas, and Alabama just lost to Texas A&M. Purdue's been struggling recently. Marquette has been pretty good. They had a struggle game against St. John's, but you're gonna have those. Texas beat Kansas, so they move up too. And then I didn't drop Arizona. That UCLA game was a hard game. They didn't play too bad in the first half. Baylor moving down three. They had a little bit of a rough week. They lost to Iowa State by 15. Gonzaga's been kind of been blowing out some bottom feeder teams. Kansas State, I think they did lose. I forgot to who, but they did end up dropping a game. I actually wait. Yeah, they lost to West Virginia. Okay. UConn moving up two. They're hot. Virginia, I didn't drop them because they didn't lose. Miami just beat Pitt. That was a really good game. St. Mary's continues to roll. Xavier's haven't had a really good week. They're getting hot at the right time. They just beat Providence. Tennessee is getting cold at the wrong time. They have been struggling recently. I think they've lost like 6 of their last 8 or something like that. Indiana just lost to they lose to? They lost to Iowa. They got blown out, and then they should have lost to Michigan. Michigan kind of threw away the game there. Texas A&M just beat Alabama. That was a good win. They could make a run in the SEC tournament. I think they're the 2 seed. Oh, by the way, we should have conference tournaments predictions tomorrow. Uh, I know the ACC will probably have some of the games done, but it's okay. It's the first round. Um, Also, I could just not look at the scores. Um, San Diego State. I think that they lost to Boise State, but I didn't drop them. Kentucky moving up one. All these teams kind of just won some games. Duke has been really impressive as of recently. They got big win over NC State and UNC. They went into Chapel Hill and got a win. That was impressive. TCU lost to. No, they beat Texas, but then they lost to Oklahoma, I believe. Kentucky just beat Arkansas. I'm not even looking at anything. I'm just going because I don't know. I'm annoyed. I didn't realize the thing was. Oral Roberts is a scary team. They could be an upset threat, although they're losing at halftime right now to St. Thomas. If they get matched up against a Virginia, they could cause some madness. Remember that team when they were 15 seed and they made the Sweet 16? Their star player Max Abmas is now a senior. He's leading the team in scoring 22 points a game, I believe. Iowa State, that is not the right record, but it's okay. Uh, yeah, that's not the right record. Anyways, Iowa State, they just got a big win over Baylor. They need one. Northwestern took care. They lost to Penn State, I believe, but then they took care of business with Rutgers. Missouri's been getting some wins. They have a pretty good They have a pretty good record, 23-8. Okay, here's why I was. So Providence, um, probably had the worst week out of any team. Uh, they went out. They had a game against Xavier, then they lost. So I was like, okay, you can't win them all. then at home, Providence was at home. They play Seton Hall and they lose. And not only do they lose, but they lose by 24 points. Providence is struggle. I mean, they had a rough week. They've lost three of their last four, and they've got a game against Red Hot UConn. The last time they played, UConn beat them by 18. That was only what? It was only like 2 weeks ago. They got a game against UConn on Thursday. I think they should be good with getting in the tournament, but I mean, we'll see. FAU's a team here. They're in an interesting spot at 28-3. Even if they don't win their conference, there is a chance that they get an at-large bid. They could be in like a 10 seed, which is kind of crazy. Utah State moving up 10. They've been getting hot at the right time. 24-7. Currently on a 5-game win streak, getting some big wins against UNLV and Boise State. That Boise State win was a big win. They've been looking good. Pitt, I moved down 5. They lost to Miami. That was a tough game. You like to see them win that, but I think they split the series. West Virginia probably had the best week out of any team. 18-13, kind of an ugly record, but this week they beat Iowa State on the road by 3, and then got back home and they beat Kansas State by 8. It's a very impressive week for them. A team on the bubble, needing some good big wins. They got it. They play Texas Tech coming up. I think they should be able to win that game. Charleston, kind of similar to FAU. There's a chance they could get an at-large bid in the tournament. Don't be shocked. I think FAU has a little bit of a better chance, but I wouldn't be shocked. Boise State moving up 2. They beat San Diego State, but then they lost to Utah State. Maybe riding a little too high off that win. Michigan State moving up 5, 19-11. They got a big win against Nebraska, and then they took care of business against Ohio State. It was a little scary for a second there. I watched some of that game. VCU, the current the 1 seed in the A10 tournament. They are 24-7. Hopefully taking care of business in the A10 tournament. The A10's not a strong conference this year. Hopefully they can take care of business and wrap things up and get themselves probably a 12 seed in the tournament. They could get an upset here. Memphis have moved up 2. They beat SMU, and then they should have beat Houston. They had control of that game. It lasted about, well, I wouldn't say that, but they were in the game for a majority of the second half. They lost on a buzzer beater. That was a tough game, but I did move them up for that. They looked good in that game. I watched it. Arkansas down 7. I mean, they had a rough week. They lost to Tennessee, a team that was falling, and they just couldn't beat them. And then they lost to Kentucky. 2 losses you can't. I mean, they had a tough finishing schedule, but another team similar to that, Maryland. You were at 21 last week. 21. That would put you at a 6 seed. Probably not, but like just according to this, how it's formatted. And then you went out on Wednesday and lost to Ohio State, the second worst team in the Big Ten. They've been an atrocity this year. They lost by 11 too, and then they lost to Penn State. Penn State is almost more deserving to be here than Maryland. They've been on a little bit of a tear here. They've won 5 of their last 6 to finish out the year. They're getting hot, and they play Illinois, team that's been. I mean, they had played a close game against Purdue yesterday, but Penn State. Yeah, I mean Maryland. Now I think they find themselves on the bubble now. I think they should be good. They're a team that will win 4 games in a row against some good teams and lose 4 games in a row to Ohio State. Well, not, you know what I mean. Not like, okay, whatever. I don't know what to think of them. They're inconsistent. hopefully they can win a game in the Big Ten tournament just to secure. I think they should have a spot secured, but all right. So tomorrow, I don't know how long this video ended up being. It would have been about 20 minutes. I was at 20 minutes and at Providence too, so it probably would have been like 25, maybe 30 even. I had a lot to talk about. But my mic was muted and I didn't realize that. Kind of pissed me off, but it's alright. I know things are gonna happen sometimes. But I mean, even if this video is short, I think it probably is. We're gonna have a video tomorrow covering predictions for the conference tournaments, Power Six probably, and then maybe the Mountain West, maybe the American. I'll probably do them just cause this video is short. But this will be the last rankings. Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow with those conference tournament predictions. It should be a fun video. Should be a pretty long video too. It's gonna take some time. Next year we'll have different formatting for this. Also, I might have this new profile. I might change my name, so you might not hear the Welcome Back to Sports Talk anymore. We'll see. And I probably have some new branding. I don't know, some different colors so it's just black background, and we'll make it look better. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll probably figure it out tonight. I'll probably do some of it tonight. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.